Dustin's got a live stream on his channel, so a lot of people might be a bit busy there. I've just come off Dustin's live stream myself. And I've just got my coffee on, waiting for it to percolate fully. So it will be interesting to see who does come on, and I'll probably do a fair bit of waiting, I'd say. Just as I'm waiting for my coffee. And I probably should have set this live stream back a bit, but I did have it scheduled to start at this time, so I thought, well, we will let it start. And I hope my coffee hurries up. Maybe I should hurry it up a little bit. And it's 10:05 on a Sunday morning here now. So we've got someone come on, a viewer, so hello. And please don't be shy. Oh, they've gone again. Oh, hi there, Rescuers Love. Hi there, Tara. Yeah, I've just got my coffee on and waiting for a few people to come on, but there's one or two other live streams running at the moment, so it can be a bit hit and miss. Oh yeah, I'm okay for it's a Sunday morning here just after 10 a.m. so yeah, I'm okay for a Sunday morning. And I've just got my coffee on waiting for that to brew, so that's taking a little while. So give big hugs and kisses to all the babies. I do love to watch all the babies and hear about your pound rescue. It's really wonderful. And someday we've got to get my housemate to video Angel and get Angel in some videos. And Angel's her little Maltese. And, you know, if you ever watch my live streams, you'll hear her barking off the balcony quite often. She loves to tell all the neighbouring doggies who's boss. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, that's really great that you could drop by. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm glad that you could drop by as well. So it will be interesting to see who else comes on. Just sitting in the kitchen today, I had sort of planned today as well to go outside, but it's still a little bit cool out there. So although the sun is out, I think the rain has stopped. It was raining yesterday when I ran a live in the afternoon. So I think the rain has stopped here for now. Well, it can rain here quite a lot, and we don't get a proper winter with snow down here. It's just usually rain, and it'll be like that misty rain for days and days and days on end, which gets rather hard to take. And winter down here becomes a mud season. But yeah, oh, nice. All the dogs are napping. So that's all cool. And I bet if they hear Miss Angel start to bark outside on the balcony, well, that'll soon wake them all up. Oh, yes, yes, would wake them for sure, yeah. Yeah, would wake them. You know, that's how it is. And I know Walt, when he's watching, and you know, Beasley always recognises my voice now on a live or a video, and I think sometimes Angel, when she's barked, that's woken Beasley up. But I hope this coffee's coming on. It's taking a bit of a while. Yes, there's a few pit bulls around here. You do see the odd one, although the government has tried to ban the breed at various times, so that's probably made the breed even more popular. So but you know, we see all breeds around here. Quite a lot of staffies around here. Maltese, you see a lot of Maltese and different terriers. There's a few greyhounds and there's a few whippets. Just trying to think of all the different breeds that I see. There's an old English sheepdog I've seen, and an English collie, you know, that looks like Lassie. There's a blue heeler, an Australian cattle dog, a lot of labs, a few poodles, a couple of German shepherds. But, you know, basically you see all breeds around here. So there's quite a varied doggy population around here. Yeah, pretty much, I guess, the same as where you are. And a lot of the greyhounds that you see around here, I've been told that they're ex-racing dogs and people have taken them in, so that's good that they've been given a home. And I know they do have it here. There's a scheme for saving greyhounds and ex-racing dogs, so you know, to find them all a home. Yeah, lots of greyhound rescues there as well. Yeah. So it's really good that now people are aware and are willing and looking to rescue the greyhounds from what often ends up to be a pretty miserable life and even a short life after their racing career is over. Yeah, I think so too, Tara. Yes, for sure. Oh, and we've got coffee starting to bubble now. Oh, good. Give it 5 or 10 minutes and it'll be ready to drink. And I have here, it's an old glass percolator, and oh, that's heavy. And it has a filter up on top inside and a glass funnel that it comes up through into. And actually from that thing, it's the best coffee. And, you know, I much prefer coffee from that than from the cafes with their whiz-bang baristas and whiz-bang machines. I think coffee from that percolator and similar is much better. Or from these things, they make a brilliant coffee as well. Yeah, I think it is much better. And, you know, I think a lot of these baristas, they get a bit carried away with their self-importance. You know, some places you do get a really good coffee, but a lot of cafes, they might have all the whiz-bang machines, but their coffee's still so-so. But yeah, give that another 5 or so minutes bubbling away, and that should be just perfect, I hope. And I sort of can't have it bubbling too hard, or it sort of, you know, spits the coffee grounds out into the coffee. So you sort of just want it just simmering just enough to bring the steam and whatnot up through the coffee grounds. And you know, a French press is often convenient and quick, but I think those things make a far nicer coffee than a French press. And you know, I do find that sometimes the coffee that you buy, I should get a grinder because you know, sometimes the coffee grinds you buy here are a bit fine. Yeah, the really large spiders here, they are around, but generally not. And you know, like if they sort of want to come inside, I sort of, you know, chase them out, or you might get the odd one come in and I'm sort of there with a jar and putting the jar over him and the piece of paper and then scoot off outside with him and let him go. But I think that's probably further up north than here where they get really, really, really big. You know, the what we call large spiders here, you could catch them like in a jam jar or something like that. You know, they won't get any bigger than, you know, the palm of your hand, but that's quite big enough. Oh, I don't like them, but you know, sometimes you just do what you've got to do just to try and get him out. Yeah, I think that is quite big enough. Oh, hi there, Vanessa. Thank you for dropping by. But you know, I think even the size of like a quarter is quite big enough, to tell you the truth. I'm not a real spider lover. So, you know, I'd rather if they stay outside. Much rather if they stay outside. So, what's everybody been up to in the last week? Oh yeah, that's bubbling away. I should have some coffee pretty soon now. And you know, I definitely need my coffee of a morning. That cafe boost is sort of much, much, much needed. So, you know, give it 5 minutes and the coffee should be quite good, I hope. Oh yes, so you had some nice weather and now back to winter. Oh dear. Yeah, it gets a bit hard when the weather is up and down with the temperatures. You know, when it stays at just 1, it's easy to take, but when it's sort of hot, cold, it sort of gets quite difficult. And I think my coffee might have bubbled away enough now, so time to pour it out. And this dreadful artificial sweetener, but what can you do? And you'll laugh, my coffee cup is actually a Bintang beer maker. But hey, it works, and I like coffee in a clear cup, so... Oh, that's heavy. Oh. Yeah, I like to have a few cups, so I always make a big pot of it, but then it's so heavy to lift. But anyway, such is life. Oh, yes. Well, have a great day and thank you. Oh, yes, multitasking. Oh, you're watching Dustin's channel, yeah. I wish I could multitask and watch his stream while I run mine. And I'd set this stream to run sort of a day ago, so I couldn't really abandon it just in case somebody was waiting and really wanted to watch my stream. So, you know, I just had to leave from Dustin's stream and go on here. And of course, having my morning coffee as I'm on here too. So, James Bell, thank you so much. I just had to look at this device to see who's come up. It's thank you so much for coming across from Dustin's stream, and it's really nice for Dustin to give me a shout out like that. And yeah, what he said is right. Kunchi Brew, hi there. What Dustin said's right. My channel's just sat on like 1,050, 1,040 for the last 7 or 8 months or so. And, you know, it's sort of hard to do anything when it's like that. And I'm about halfway to the required watch hours, 1,800 watch hours or something like that, and so I need another 2,200 watch hours just to monetize my channel. So, you know, I can't even run super chat at the moment, although they do let me live stream directly from the YouTube app. So, whereabouts in Canada are you, James? And I'm down here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. And the current time here is 10:25 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Oh, yes. Your channel has 22. You're doing drone flying as your topic. Wow, well, that's really, really, really cool. And, you know, a good bit of drone footage. It's really very interesting. Oh, yes, just outside of Ottawa in Ontario. Wow. So what time is it there in Ottawa at the moment? And I hear that your clocks are about to jump forward at an hour, so it'll make things a bit interesting for live streams from here, making the time difference even more extreme. And I think in about a month or so's time, our time will jump back an hour. Oh, yes, 6:30 p.m. Yeah, Sunday morning, I believe yours changes, and it seems to be worldwide. They change it at 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and that's the time that they do it here too when they change it. But, you know, here it's Sunday morning, so And yeah, they haven't changed ours yet, and it's like about 7 a.m. before the sun's coming up now, so it's really time that it should change back. It's getting rather dark in the morning, so yeah, time to change it back to normal time. And well, I've never really been such a fan of the government messing around with the clock anyway, so but that is what it is, I guess, as people say, and that won't ever change in a hurry. And just having a coffee while I do this live stream. Being a Sunday morning, like any morning, I definitely need my coffee. And you know, a couple of my usual live stream viewers are in Dustin's live stream, so I probably won't see them for a while. Yeah, I think so too, James. You know, why mess around with the clock? Why not just make office time, instead of 9 to 5 in the summer, make it 8 till 4? You know, instead of messing around with the clock, you know, offices and workplaces and what have you could make up their own minds about, you know, maybe going an hour earlier or what have you. That's my view on it. And you know that everybody's going to be very grumpy for the week or 2 weeks after they, you know, jump the clock ahead an hour and everybody loses that hour's sleep. And you know, everybody's a bit happier when the clock jumps back and they gain that hour back, because that extra hour's sleep sort of is often really quite required, I think. But you know, I guess they'll never change it. Oh, hi there, Prep for It. Lovely to see you. Oh yes, I know about that, James, and unfortunately the way that you know, YouTube and the like is, we sort of can't really talk about that thing too much, unfortunately. But you know, the last year it's been rather difficult for all of us, and it's really impacted our lives and our incomes and what have you. Oh yes, yeah, I know what you mean about. Well, yeah, what's so special about a holiday, because I'm locked down at home anyway. Yeah, I know what you mean. And a lot of the holiday events, you know, parades and what have you, had been banned or called off anyway, so it's just another day. Oh yes, so you do like ham radio. Is that like shortwave radio or something? And yeah, Tasmania to Canada, that's a big distance, like half a world away. and I'm in Melbourne, which it's not really like I'm the southernmost on the mainland of Australia, and Tasmania is just below us, and it's not really that far to Tasmania. Yeah, I hope you can travel to Thailand too, prep for it. I really miss Thailand. I hadn't been there for like 5 or 6 years, and I really miss it. Yeah, well, Tasmania is our southernmost state of Australia, so yeah, if you're talking to somebody in Tasmania, well, you're talking to somebody in Aussie land as well, so it's the southernmost Australian state. And not really that much further south than here. We've only got to cross a little bit of ocean, and we're in Tasmania. But for a long time, during the last year, well, we couldn't go, and like all the different state borders were all shut off to all the other states, so each state you were not allowed to travel into another state, and that sort of made life very difficult for a lot of people. Oh yes, so during the grey line, sunset and sunrise. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. That's really, really interesting. So, I've spent many, many, many hours on airplanes, and you watch the little thing. Sometimes when you get sick of their in-flight movies and what have you, they show the progress of the plane, and like the sunrise or sunset line, and it sort of goes a bit like that or a bit like that, and it's quite funny to see that on the map when you're flying. So you mean like the signal sort of travels down like that to the other side of the globe with the sunrise or the sunset line? But yeah, I've been here like 5 years, and 5 or 6 years, and before living here I lived in Thailand. Oh yes, so that's interesting. Yeah, I've never listened to shortwave radio. I've only sort of really heard of it, and I've come across a few people who are enthusiasts, and they sort of talk about how it works and everything, so it's all very interesting. Oh yes, yes, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, well, Thailand is really, really interesting. Yeah, I lived in Thailand before I came here. When I grew up in Jakarta, Indonesia. So, and one of my biggest regrets is actually coming here. I had some things to sort out to do with my mum, and I haven't been able to leave since coming here. Life here is so expensive, so to try and save up some money to get an airfare to get back out, and of course, the government for the last year has locked down the borders and you cannot leave the country internationally without special government permission. So we haven't even been able to get out if we even could afford it. But, you know, that is what it is here. Oh, yes, for sure. Oh, we'd go mad, you know, with all these lockdowns if we didn't have the internet that we could YouTube around the world and, you know, using Skype or Viber or Line or WhatsApp or Telegram or what have you to chat and video call with people all around the world. And of course, you know, with all this, you know, the social media companies have probably really boomed in popularity as well. Yeah, well, that's really cool, the ISS, yeah. And I could imagine if they were talking with you, you know, not a lot of people would be able to be heard because, you know, there's only a limited amount of what they can do, and it would probably be like a very busy live stream where a lot of the comments just are missed because there's just too many comments and too many people. So that would be interesting. Oh yes, overhead for only 9 or 12 minutes, yeah. So basically what you could only talk to them if they were listening, like if they were right overhead, is that correct? Yeah, well that's cool, yeah. Interesting. And I guess, yeah, it works a bit different because they're above the atmosphere, and I guess, you know, like the atmosphere must sort of funnel the radio waves around the curve of the Earth. Because, you know, like Hobart or Melbourne, it's quite literally half a world away from Canada or the United States. So, you know, sort of underside of the globe or what have you. So is Dustin? Oh yes, not really. Just as long as I. Oh yes, line of sight, and the ISS orbits the world every 90 minutes. So that must the ISS must be sort of going around the world pretty fast then. I'm not sort of really very mathematically minded, so. Oh, Pattaya. Yeah, Pattaya is a place that prep for it that I avoid because, you know, it's probably not the nicest place to visit. But yeah, there are a lot of beautiful places in Thailand. Prep for it. You know, whether you want to go right from the south, you know, Hatia, or even like Phuket, or right up to the north to Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, or you have like out in the east, Udon and places like that. Of course, Bangkok that everybody knows. But, you know, the whole country, many, many really interesting and nice places to go. And if you ever do go to the east of Thailand, do consider going across the Mekong River and visiting Laos. It's a wonderful country too. And Laos is probably like Thailand, but 50 years behind. But, you know, this will be interesting, yeah. Oh, yes, in Krabi, yes, and the video game you worked on in Bangkok, yeah. Oh, yes, so, yeah, the orbit of it changed its path all the time, but in a pattern that you can follow. Oh, yes, and it'll pass over Taz in 6 hours. Yeah, that's interesting. And it's been interesting to see some of the pictures and video film that they've had back from Mars, so that's been interesting as well. I have watched a couple of clips, although it's probably only a couple in the public realm at the moment, so that's probably all that I've seen. And they had one the other day I saw or listened to, the sound of the wind from Mars, and actually it didn't really sound that much different to the sound of the wind in some places on Earth. So I was sort of expecting something, you know, to sound really different and really strange, but it didn't really sound that much different to what I'd heard before. And yeah, James, is Dustin's live stream still going? Oh yes. Well, I will check out your channel later. I wish I had some mods around to run some links. Oh yes, he's still on. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I thought he might have been still on. I hadn't seen Hope for Life come around this way yet, so I thought, yeah, Dustin must be still running. But yeah, I need some mods to run your channel up and see if we can get some people to subscribe to your channel. So I'll just see. Oh, right, so Amber's doing tricks. Wow. Now that would be really cool. Oh, yes, so one of the Martian rovers was stuck, yeah. Oh, yes, but the wind picked up and it blew the dust off the solar panels. Wow, that's cool. So I'll just see if I can find your channel, James. Oh, yes, so she lined up treats on her nose. Oh, yes, I've seen Dustin do that trick before. It's a real good one. So, yeah, that channel that's just flashed up, that's James's channel. So if somebody, could subscribe or follow James and help his numbers out, that would be really wonderful. And I should try and find some more links too. Got to find prep for it. His links. Oh yes, well we all start somewhere, James. I mean, I've got like about 260 or 270 videos up now, but a bit over 2 years ago, I only had 10 videos up too. So we all start somewhere, and I'll see if I can find prep for its channel to put that up. I wish I had my mods. It's a bit hard to sort of to link channels myself when I'm trying to run a live stream as well. So you've got to apologize for me, or I've got to apologize for that. So oh yes, oh, editing is such fun, prep for it, isn't it? One of my videos, like if I've got like a 40-minute video, that can take me like 10 hours or so of editing. And even like a fairly normal video, you can still take like 5 or 6 hours editing. Well, James, my video topics, I do a lot of cooking. I also do like coffee reviews, shopping hauls. I get outside and do like a hike or a walk on occasion, and I do want to do more outdoor videos, and last year sort of didn't allow me to do the outdoor videos that I would have liked to have done. I do some unboxings and some reviews, cook lots of different sorts of foods. Yeah, it depends on your content and how many files you have too, James. I mean, the more files that you have going into a film, the more work it is with editing that too. It's just it's just much more work. Well, for me, I have a paid app called InShot, and I do it on my phone, but I have my computer linked to my phone. So I have the large screen of my computer, and the phone is actually, providing all the grunt, because my phone has got a lot more grunt, a lot more RAM than what my computer has. So, I have my phone hooked up or, synchronized with my computer, that I'm actually doing it on both. So, that sort of keeps things really, really interesting. Thank you, James. Yeah, I did subscribe to you, James, on my second channel, and then later, when this main channel's free, I'll follow you and subscribe to you on my main channel. I do have a second channel, but I use that just for watching different people's live streams and playlists, to try and help out their watch lists. Watch hours, I should say. Yeah, well, you're most welcome, Prep, for it. Marajalang is actually my second account. That's an Indonesian name that I use, and it actually translates to angry bitch, which you might all laugh at. But, I use that channel just for helping out other channels. I don't actually post anything or put any videos up on that one. And in the odd case, or the good luck that somebody might be watching, I will post a link that if anybody does want to buy me a coffee, that would be really, really wonderful. Well, yeah, it is good to have a backup channel if you can. And I have 1,000 or over 1,000, so I can run live streams directly from the app, but I can't run a super chat or anything because I haven't got the watch hours yet. Oh yes, so James, one of your videos was from a vendor and you sharpened it to cut tomatoes. Wow, now that sounds really interesting. I'll have to look out for that. Sharpening an axe to cut tomatoes. Were you cutting the tomato fruit, or were you cutting down the tomato vine after it was finished? And I could imagine cutting a tomato fruit with an axe could make for a very interesting video. Oh, slicing it for a sandwich. Wow. Now that sounds really interesting and really cool. And you would have had to have the axe very sharp to do that, I'm sure. Yeah, that was the point for the vendor I got it from. Yeah, he liked it. Yeah, I could imagine, and yeah, it would have been quite interesting. Yeah, well, you'll get at least another 2 views coming up later, because I'll run it on both these channels. So, that'll help it out a little bit, and yeah, I might, if I get round to it and think of it, I might even share it on my community tab and see if somebody else views it, and share it on my social media. See if we can get a few more views for you. Oh, yes. Well, yeah, you've got to let the dog out, or yeah, you might get a mess that you don't really anticipate or look forward to. So, yeah, I totally understand that. And my coffee's empty, and I think, oh, I've got to reheat this one again. And so that's why it's often an advantage to make such a big pot of coffee, because so often I just want another cup, which, probably sounds crazy. And I'm sure Dustin's live stream's still running, because Hope hasn't come here yet, so must be still running. Oh, and I hope that boils and bubbles up quickly. Definitely need my coffee again. And I probably should film my other coffee review video later if I get around to that, but that's a big oh, I see. Yeah, he didn't want to go out, he wanted something from the fridge maybe. Yeah, followed him to the kitchen, not the back door. Yeah, I'd say that he wanted something from the fridge, or wanted a treat or something. Oh, yes, Dustin just ended. Yeah, so how long was Dustin's live stream? I went on when he first started. I guess, what, about a couple of hours or something? And it'll be interesting if I see Hope for Life and some of the others who often come on my live stream, if they'll come here. Oh, good, it sounds like the coffee is boiling. Yeah, I think it might have gone a bit longer than what he planned, yeah. That happens with live streams. Oh, this is heavy, but at least it's not as heavy as the first cup. Yeah, definitely a need for another cup of coffee. Oh, yes, well, at 7, yeah, maybe a tea or a hot chocolate. And here it's 11 a.m., so just a perfect time to be drinking coffee. Yeah, just on 11 a.m. here. Put that milk back in the fridge. Yeah, I'm not such a big tea drinker, only sort of occasionally. Yowzers, that's a bit hot. But I much prefer coffee, or, you know, if it's late in an evening, I'll just have some hot chocolate. Yeah, it is a very tiny kitchen. So, you know, it probably, whether it makes it easier to film or whether it makes it more difficult to film when I'm cooking, I don't know. I would love to have like a bigger kitchen and an island bench, but that's not to be at the moment. And, you know, of course, this place, it's not my place, so we just rented. Oh, hello. We have so Cara, or I hope I've said your name right. Thank you for coming by, and I appreciate you saying hello. Oh, hi there, John. Lovely to see you. Thank you. So yeah, it looks like Dustin's live stream has now ended, and I know that James told me it just ended. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Guess where you're from? I'm guessing you're from Scandinavia somewhere, Sweden, or maybe Norway or something like that. Or Finland. Am I correct? And I know a lot of people have trouble pronouncing my last name. Oh, I'm very close, so... Oh, yes, 7:05 where you are. Prep for it, yep. You live somewhere in Scandinavia, so we've got Finland, we've got Denmark, we've got Sweden, and Norway. Or are you sort of like in Greenland? Yeah, hopefully I've nailed it. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to read here without my glasses as well, so sometimes I might misread things. And I know that people have trouble with my name. And that's sort of why I changed my channel name a bit, because of I do have a Scandinavian or a Viking background, as well as a USA background. But my full name, Ariella Anastasia Janjawati, which I know a lot of people have trouble actually saying. And still waiting for this coffee to cool down a little. It's definitely I've got to have a coffee of a morning. It's 11:06 a.m. on a Sunday morning down here. And so have you come across also from Dustin's live stream? And I know Prep for It is busy trying to guess whereabouts. So yeah, I'll have to try and say your name properly too. Would it be Kara Torjan? Would that be correct? Oh yes, so yeah, you're from the same country that Dustin's mum has come from. Because I know Dustin from Bushcraft Tools, he's spoken of his mum comes from that country, and I know exactly which country it is now, which I did mention earlier, and I won't give the game away for Prep for It. But yeah, I'm currently, well, half a world away from you. I'm currently in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, so a long way from Denmark. But I've been here about 5, maybe to 6 years. Before that, I lived in Indonesia. Well, I grew up in Indonesia, in Jakarta, and then lived a long time in Thailand. Oh yes, oh, your first try Prep for It, yeah. Wow. But I do miss traveling nowadays. With all that's gone on, they sort of haven't let us travel, and I really miss it. So yeah, and, I can speak Thai a little, but I speak Indonesian. Yeah, well, I don't sort of say how old I am. You know, the old saying, you must never ask a lady her age. So, you know, it's all interesting. Oh, open shot, yeah. I don't know open shot. I use the in shot, and that in shot you can get just off the App Store if you're an Apple user, or you just get from Google Play if you're using Android like I do. When I lived in Thailand, I mostly lived in Bangkok and Samut Prakan because that was where the work was that I was doing. And I mostly taught language, but also taught some cooking. So, you know, I taught, you know, English as a foreign language, some Malay, and then some cooking as well. But I come here and my qualifications, which I got from Asia, don't mean a thing. And of course, you know, to get your qualifications verified here, you have to sit an exam, and it costs many, many, many. Oh, hi there, Mrs. Bushcraft Tools. Thank you for dropping by. But, you know, to get your... Oh, hi there, Dustin. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, somebody told me that you just finished your live stream. Yeah, I wondered about that when I saw it in Dustin's live stream, Mrs. Bushcraft Tools, or I should say Cammy, and I thought, oh, I wonder if Cammy's changed her channel name. But yeah, James, he was multitasking, and yeah, I wish I could have multitasked between your live stream and running this one, but it sort of wasn't really that possible. Excuse me. But could you imagine the sound mess up, you know, if I tried to do that? A bit like that time when, you know, YouTube sort of messed up the live streams and you had the sound from somebody else's live stream. But yeah, cool. Yeah, that's really cool, John. And thank you for dropping by here, John. I really appreciate that. And I wish I had a super chat, but I don't have that. So I've sort of just got to run, if somebody wants to run that buy me a coffee link, because YouTube won't let me have super chat at this stage. I've got to get another 2,200 watch hours before YouTube will give me that. And of course, you know, at least I can run live stream straight from the app, but with my phone, but I can't do the, yeah, I should make John Biff a mod. Yeah, I must remember to do that when I'm on my other normal account. Unless I go and run around to my computer and give John a spanner now. I mean, I could do that because, you know, I'm sort of just running this from another account just to see the comments, and so I can't sort of actually from here. Yeah, give me 2 minutes, Dustin, and I'll run over to my computer and I'll give John a spanner. And still just opening up my computer if you can hear me in the distance. My computer went to sleep. Oh, this computer's so slow at the moment. Oh, this computer's so slow at the moment. Oops. I think we can do without the sound on the computer. Okay, well, I think, I hope that's worked, John. Here I come back. I've just gone to the computer and added you. I hope it's worked as a moderator. The computer was asleep, and of course it takes that long for it to boot up when you want it to boot up in a hurry. So yeah, thanks, Dustin. Yeah, I just ran around to my computer to do that. So, and I'll put a link up. Here it's about 20 past 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning. So, we're about 11 hours ahead of you, Dustin. Yeah, that's cool, John. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I ran over to do with my computer. So, if anybody does want to buy me a coffee, I just put the link. Oh, yes, the kangaroo catch and cook, yeah. The best I can do is like kangaroo burgers or kangaroo steaks from the supermarket. Oh, thank you, James. Thank you. That doesn't sort of come up beautifully like, and I wish it did come up on the screen like Dustin has. So-and-so has just bought Ariella a coffee. That would really look brilliant if that came up on the screen, but yeah, YouTube doesn't do that. So let's have a big thumbs up, Legend James, or James Legend. And, a huge thank you, James, and you really are a legend for doing that. And if you haven't, well, thank you, James. Thank you so much. Yes, let's all James Legend. And if you haven't already, please give me one of those on the way in. Don't give me one of those. Or you could just do that twice, maybe. But yeah, oh, Angel's barking up ahead, or up above. And Angel's my housemate's little Maltese, and she loves to tell all the other doggies all around who's boss. Absolutely, James Legend. And yeah, I do wish that I had that thing on I must ask you, Dustin, that streaming app that you use, what's that one called? Oh, hi there, Lisa. Thank you for coming by. And can you run that streaming app from your mobile phone? Yeah, thank you. Oh, yes, you've stolen a few of my ideas. Wow. Yes, absolutely. And I'll be watching, James. So I look forward to seeing your puppy dog. But yeah, that's a real compliment, Dustin. That you've stolen a few of my ideas. Oh, from your phone, it's called Prism. Well, I'll have to look that up. And of course, talking about. Oh, yes, I'll message you later on Insta. I don't know if you could see that. But, everybody remember for cooking good in the woods, Dustin of Bushcraft Tools. And, this does get an awful lot of use. This little chopping board. It's just brilliant for... Yeah, well, it's a brilliant little board, Lisa. Actually, yes, I'd love to do merch. And actually, I don't have it on here, on this other device, but Lisa or John, if you could run Dustin's links. Oh, yes, that gets a lot of use too. And I'll just grab... I've got a saucepan sitting on it at the moment. But this bowl here, I often use this bowl for my cookie reviews. It's brilliant. As well as if I chop up some little things or whatever. Oh, no, your channel's a legend, Dustin. Your channel's legend, and we're going to get you over that 100K very soon. So, yeah, maybe John... Yeah, absolutely. Maybe, John, if you could run Dustin's links for his merch and his bushcraft courses and his Insta, please. Because, yeah, I know John knows where to find them. But yeah, we'll message you later, Dustin, about that app. I mean, the little things when somebody buys you a coffee or whatever, it's just hilarious, the guy on the bike, or Dustin when you're on that canoe, hauling up the crabs or whatever, and you just, it's all quite hilarious. Yeah, that's cool, Lisa. Oh, yes, he's air frying chicken wings and cooking shrimp. Wow, now that sounds really delicious. Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, that could be, James. Yeah, that's a good one. But I'm sure that Dustin still has plenty of cookses. Yeah, you can't wait to eat. Yeah. And yeah, I don't. If John Biff is still here, John knows all of Dustin's links. Or maybe Cammy can do it. Are you still there, Cammy? I'll if you're still there, I'll go over to the computer and give you a blue spanner or a blue wrench. Coke Robbins, hello. So everybody who's come across from Dustin's live stream, if you could just say hi. I'll give you, Cammy, I'll give you a blue spanner, and if you could run Dustin's merch links and Instagram links for me, please. Yeah, I've had to go and set it up on my computer that I can do those jobs. Oh, would I dance for a substantial donation? Dance like an Egyptian? Oh, my dancing's very bad, you know. Yeah, thank you for running those, Cammy, and also for Dustin's merchandise link, because I had one or two people interested in Dustin's chopping boards, and he's got wonderful cookses, wonderful sporks, which I keep here. A cooking good in the wood spork from Dustin, Bushcraft Tools. I don't know if the camera is quite picking that up, but I use this quite often too. And you know, the little spoon here is just the right size for a teaspoon. Oh, reading the right way, I don't know. I thought mine was backwards too. Yeah, I'm sure that's backwards. I mean, I'm just showing up a coffee, and that's supposed to be Daly Street. I think that always happens. Oh, yes, a trick. Yes. I don't know if I could balance a coffee on my nose. Oh, yes, I can. Look out, Amber. But yes, I can balance that on the nose. Oh, the spoon. I don't know if I can do the spoon. Oh, yes, I could. But, you know, we don't mind having a bit of fun on our live streams. But, you know, if Amber could do that, it would be brilliant. I'm not going to try and balance the coffee cup on my nose, so that's sure to be trouble. I'm sure it would be hilarious for everybody watching, though. And yeah, the coffee cup, that one's probably a little bit heavy. I mean, I could try with a plastic cup. Oh, not possible. tried with a plastic cup, which I use, you know, just to heat things up in the microwave. Well, what's the next one I'm going to work on? I've got a couple, you know, I've got about 6 or 7 videos in my video file at the moment that I've got to work on. So whether I do like a supermarket rotisserie roast chicken, which is probably the oldest one now, whether I'll put that one up, or whether I do the knife review one that I've got to put that one up for this knife. I've got to do well, I've got to edit the video for that review. And that knife was only like $10 at Kmart, and it's quite adequate. Oh, hi there, Karen. Yeah, well, I don't know where to find these Wichita grubs, to tell you the truth. They're certainly not in the supermarket for sale here, Dustin. Oh, balance, you mean balance a knife on my nose? Yeah. Yeah, CS:GO. Well, yeah, I haven't played that one. I haven't played that one before. Oh, hi there, Harry. Hal and Harry on the Prairie. Nice to see you. So, if somebody could please run some links. We have Coke Robbins links. Oh yes, I'm single. Yes. Not so lucky in finding somebody. And John, if you could run your link. Yeah, SC. I don't know what SC stands for. But yeah, if you could. Oh yes, a thumbs up from you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know about balancing the knife. I mean, maybe if I do this. That is cheating. Oh, it's not really wanting to balance, but it is rather heavy. It's all stainless steel, the whole thing, but I don't know, maybe that review later or my next video. I've also got a shopping haul that I've got to edit, and a coffee and cookie review that I've got to edit. So, you know, I do have a couple of videos sort of sitting, waiting to edit. But, you know, if somebody could run some of these channel links for me. So, Coke Robbins channel. And so please do click on and check out Coke Robbins. Hal and Harry on the Prairie, if somebody could do his channel. And Karen's channel. And Dustin's channel, if somebody could run Dustin's channel. And James's channel. Oh yes, if you put your, you can, yeah. What old Pete said to you, yeah. Yeah, well, I think I might pass on that one, but unless you modify your microwave, it won't run with the door open, thank goodness. And I'm not about to modify the microwave to run with the door open. No, I definitely wouldn't try that one. And this microwave, it's getting very tired. And oh yes, and don't trust Pete, yeah. Well, this is the bread box, is the oven. And, you know, I probably should put the bread in the refrigerator, but I had it out earlier this morning for my breakfast, of course, so the oven has become a bread box just for now because, oh, I've got a live stream starting and I better throw everything out of sight, out of mind. But that's the microwave here, and it's very old, and it will only run when I'm heating stuff up. It's grain, whole grain, that sort of thing. You know, grain bread. But yeah, this microwave will only run for about 4 minutes and then it stops. Oh yes, I know white bread is, yeah. And definitely, you know, if I've sort of got burgers or things, you know, a soft white bread roll is sort of just perfect for those sorts of things. Yes, a white batty, yeah. But, you know, oh, hi there, Jim. Yeah, well, store bread is full of preservatives, so that's why store bread lasts a long time in comparison to the bread that you make. But, you know, of course, the bread that you make at home is so much healthier and it, of course, tastes so much better. But, you know, store bread, you know, it does have a lot of preservatives in it, not just a lot of salt, but other preservatives and goodness knows what that they put in it. So that does make it last. Oh, yes. Well, yes, you've got to cut it straight away and slather plenty of butter on it. Oh, Snapchat, I should get that app. I don't sort of have the Snapchat at the moment. But yeah, I'll have to look back in this chat and see what happens with the Snapchat, yeah. But yeah, you know, homemade bread, unless you make a real big lot of it, it's not really going to last a long time because, you know, hot and you know, straight or virtually straight from the oven with butter, it's just so good. Well, yeah, you know, a whole grain batty or a whole grain bread roll or bun is really good. But you know, I like a whole grain bread roll with some eggs and some bacon and whatnot. Sort of, it is really quite good. And yeah, I've got to make some burgers again sometime. I do have some burgers in the freezer, but I've got to make some burgers from scratch again. Yeah, one does seem to cut thicker slices, but then thicker slices with homemade bread is really better. Oh yes, butter and honey, yes, of course. Yeah, Bannock, yeah, if I could get outside and light a fire, yeah, I think Bannock would be a definite. Oh yes, butter, yeah. Yeah, and of course, you know, real butter, I'm sure. We're not talking about like Laura or what have you, or Meadow or, you know, different brands of margarine. I don't buy margarine that often. I do prefer real butter, so although real butter does cost a fortune compared to margarine here, unfortunately. Well, when do we hope for Lifey? She must have fallen asleep. So is Dustin still here, and Cammy and John? Because it's probably getting quite late over there too. You know, I'm guessing it's heading towards midnight. Oh, great. Yeah, I wondered if you hadn't dropped off asleep. And Cammy too. Awesome. And yeah, we should have somebody, please. Dustin and Cammy legends. Oh, almost one. Oh, and of course, yeah, is your clock going forward or not this week? I know for many different states in the US, the clock is springing forward, so on a Sunday. Oh, yes, some peas, yep. Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, I sort of don't always see the messages on the screen here. I use my phone, and how is the video quality and the sound? Oh yes, you love Batty Milk. Well, that's cool. Because, you know, sometimes it does lag a little here too at times, so just wondering on the video quality. And oh yes, both okay here. Yeah, good to hear that. So what's everybody up to for the weekend? No plans for tomorrow? Yeah, maybe keeping Amber occupied, I guess. Just chilling, yep. your opinion on your favourite song. I missed that one. What's your favourite song? Oh yes, Almost Saturday Night, yeah. And a drone flight, well that sounds pretty good. I mean, someday when I've got heaps and heaps of money, I'd love to get a drone as well. Oh yes, Let It Be. Yeah, and If Too Windy. Yeah, that sounds really good, James. Yeah. And Look for a Bannock Recipe. Yeah. And, you know, if I could get outside for a cook-up, yeah, I think a bannock would be really good. Oh, yes, at Kansas. Oh, an outdoor expo. And, wow, that sounds good. And the Cheesecake Factory, well, that sounds really good too. Oh, yes, but you can cheat and do it in a cast iron fry pan, yeah. Yeah, well, we can't do fires here at the moment, James, because it's still in the official fire danger period, so no fires here. And really, you can only do fires in certain places and in the winter. Oh, great. Oh, that's nice, Dustin. Yeah, it was at this morning, or yesterday it was 10:55. This morning, yeah, I must give you one, Jim. This morning it was 10:53, so yeah, well that's nice. And if you give me a minute, Jim, I'll run over to my computer and I'll give you a spanner. Oh, yes, so, yeah, Howland Harry, you're about 100 miles south of KC, yep. Yeah, the only reason why you didn't have a spanner or a wrench was because I hadn't sort of got round to doing it. I don't always have my computer running at the same time as I'm filming a live stream, so it's only just, you know, I've just got it on now. So, it's all interesting. But yeah, it's just because I didn't, so often I don't have like the computer running. I just have like, this running. And of course, for me to go to the chat and add somebody, I'd probably have to exit the live stream. I don't know how that works. So what were we talking about? Everybody's weekend activities. And I do have a couple of videos to edit. Oh dear. Don't think we'll go there. But yeah, I do have like about 6 videos sitting that I've got to edit, and then I've got to do a coffee review for this one. A coffee and cookie review. It's a medium dark roast coffee, so that will be interesting. Oh, you're in quarantine, yeah. Oh, here in Melbourne, it's 10 to 12. Oh, yes, I bet you're really busy packing, yeah, Karen, and yeah, that island and that new kitchen, that island and that, you know, kitchen that you've got just looks perfect. Oh, I see. So what happened, Lisa? Did you come in contact with somebody that might have been a carrier or what have you? But yeah, that doesn't sound like much fun to be put in quarantine. Oh, I see. Yep, and you've got to be all clear and stay in quarantine just so that you can have the procedure. Yeah, totally understand. Yeah. Yeah, totally. So, you know, keeping your head low, and that's Walt as well, and you know, just so you know, somebody secondhand, yeah, doesn't bring it in. Yeah, I'll be keeping you in my thoughts and my prayers as well, Lisa. Really, best of luck with that. And, you know, I must show you these cookies I got that I'll be reviewing as well. Everybody seems to love Tim Tabs. Well, that's Aldi's version of Tim Tams, so I'm going to do a review of that, and I'll just see how they stack up compared to Tim Tams. So, you know, that should be really interesting. Oh, you want to have another look? Well, yeah, before I put them back in the fridge. Belmont, which is Aldi's brand, so they've only got the one flavour though, so it will be interesting. Yeah, well, that's good that you've got no side effects from that, John. Yeah. But I have heard that the side effects come with the second dose of that needle, so you probably need to be, you know, careful and aware of that. Oh, yes, you're going to send your mum out to look for cookies, yeah. Well, that's not a bad idea, yeah. Or, you know, where the grocery stores do the home delivery thingy. But yeah, that is what it is, yeah. So, yeah, what else were we talking about before we got a bit sidetracked and oh yes, I bet Jimmy does know, yeah. Jim, yeah, knows where the cookies are, and yeah, that could be a bit of a problem, especially if they're chalky cookies. And you probably need to keep a jar of treats next to the cookies so that every time you go to get a cookie yourself, you can give him a treat and, you know, keep him happy. Oh, yes, carob, yeah. Yeah, well, I have seen the carob ones for dogs, yeah. And I have tried carob, and I think I'll leave the carob, you know, compared to real chocolate, Arielle-Viking. It's sort of very ordinary, I thought, and you know, very much like those dollar store chocolates that you get. And you know, the dollar store chocolates are all, I found them, I think they're made of beeswax and brown colouring or something. They taste very waxy. Oh, yes, yes. Well, that's good to hear, James. And, you know, your mum is in the nursing home and she's had both, yeah. Buddy loves cookies too, yeah, I could just imagine. And, you know, I know a lot of them, they love their treats. And Angel, my housemate's little Maltese, she loves the Dentabones. That's her favourite. And she's very fussy on a lot of things. So Dentabones is one of the things that she'll take every time as a treat. So it's sort of quite interesting. And Karen might be able to tell me if Maltese are generally fussy eaters or not fussy eaters. But, you know, there's a little dog sausage that Angel likes, but she won't eat it every time. So, you know, different flavours, not just the one flavour all the time. And, you know, that one's not so cheap. I mean, a tiny sausage about, you know, that long is $1.50. So it's not the cheapest one. You know, she sometimes eats those little foil trays, you know, that you get of like, trying to think of the brand. It's not Pedigree, but one of the natural dog food brands, and that's not cheap. And she'll sometimes eat that, and sometimes she won't eat that. And it is funny how fussy they get. Yeah, Karen, if she's still here, would probably tell me about that. And I guess we've got a few people dropping off to sleep as well, as it's probably all getting quite late over there. Oh, we still here, or has the live stream cut off? Oh, good, yep. I wondered. I thought, oh, has the live stream cut off, or has everybody fallen asleep? Which, you know, getting 1 a.m. in Britain, of course. very likely that a few of you have fallen asleep. And I guess in the States and Canada, we're looking, what, at about 8 p.m. or something? Oh, yes, listening and packing. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah. Oh, Jim, yes. I love being on these. Yeah, where we have to sleep at this hour. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Jim, for dropping by. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I do understand, with all the crazy time differences. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming by, James. I really appreciate that. But yeah, packing, it's such a huge, huge job. So, it's one of those jobs that's not a lot of fun. Yeah, it is an overwhelming job. So yeah, thank you so much, James, for coming by, and I really appreciate it. And it will be interesting to see, if you can get some more talking with Hobart, Tasmania on your ham radio tonight. And yeah, take care too, Jim, and thank you for coming by. Oh yes, I understand, yeah, because moving, and you can't always take everything, and you've either got to throw stuff out or donate it or leave a box on the curb with a for free label on it that somebody will come and pick it up. And I've sort of got a bit leery of donating stuff to a lot of the Goodwill shops, because a lot of the things they put so much money on, and that they've got the products for free because people have just donated them. So, and when they're selling things for the same price as the discount stores, or in some cases even more than the discount stores, and you really do wonder. Yes, I certainly will. I certainly will, James. Yeah. Now that I know that you're around, I'll check out your videos. Oh yes, well it is exciting. That kitchen does look really beautiful, Karen, and that island will be, the center island will be just perfect for doing your cooking YouTubes, live streams, I should say. Will be just perfect for that job. So I guess, as a couple go to sleep. Oh, yes, yeah, well, my kitchen too is so small. One hand on the microwave, and that's my kitchen, yeah. It's all good. It's all fun and games, yeah. But yeah, the kitchen is a bit small, and I'm sure the microwave's going to stop any day now, because 4 or 5 minutes you run it and it stops. So I'm sure it's going to stop completely. But this microwave is very old, and I did get it originally from a second-hand store, so I could be throwing it out within a week or so because it stopped working completely. And it was one of those that had a convection as well, but the convection had stopped working long ago, and so I had to get this other oven that I'm currently using as a bread box, as somebody pointed out, and I had to have a giggle at that. So who do we still have here on the live stream awake? Just thinking when I'll cut it off. If everybody's getting sleepy, well, I'll cut the live stream off pretty soon. B, yes, nice to see you here still, Lisa. And Beasley, I guess, is she asleep or is she still in destructive mode? Yeah, thank you for running that link for James's channel, Dustin. Do subscribe to James. And I'll be looking back later at this chat and clicking on a couple of channels myself that I didn't have, so that's all good. Oh yes, following around, yeah, I see, yeah. Maybe Beasley's anticipating a treat or a pat or a belly rub or a hug or something, I'd say. Or some more toys thrown at her that she could play with. Oh, yes, she makes sure the vacuum's not getting her toys. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Also, do you have one of those little robotic vacuum thingies, do you? And I always wondered about those things, how the pets would react with those things. So that was always an interesting thought. Oh, I see. I thought when you said Roomba, I thought, oh, you must have like a housemate or a roommate or something. Yeah, I wasn't aware that that was a robotic vacuum thingy, and there's a number of different brands around, and I haven't sort of really kept up with those things. So, I just use, like, I have a cordless vacuum cleaner. A rechargeable one that, a big long. I find that much easier than dragging around, the old style vacuum that's got, the cord and the big barrel thingy at the end of the hose and all that. One of those stick vacuums. It's much easier to run. And of course, it's got like the little electric sort of bottom thing that spins the brushes while you're vacuuming. Yeah, they are. I'll go and grab the thing and you can have a look at it. But yeah, otherwise, the others are just too bloody heavy, Just... Yeah, and of course, like, I've got one of those electric brushes, that goes on the bottom of that, so otherwise, yeah, you wouldn't get the pet hair without that thing. yeah, put that back, so out of the way. A Henry Hoover. Yeah, well, I just think what maybe a vacuum. Would that be like the bottom part that you know, sucks up all the pet hair? And I do have one of those bottom parts for that vacuum that does spin and picks up any pet hairs and what have you. But yeah, at the moment they're pushing these Dyson vacuums, what's it, V12 or something, but it's like about $1,000 for a bloody stick vacuum. I can't afford that, so, and I'm not going to pay that just for a vacuum either. You know, $1,000 for a bloody Dyson stick vacuum. But yeah, it's all interesting, the different vacuums and what will handle pet hair. And you know, of course, a stick vacuum like that, if you've got a car or a truck or something, it's just so useful that you can take it out and clean out the car or the truck. Oh yes, use bags so the filters don't get clogged. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's always an ongoing, unclogging the filters. Always a bit of an issue. Because yeah, let's face it, you know, those oh yes, that's cool, Hal and Harry, and thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. You know, those 12-volt that you plug in the car and the cigarette lighter, and they were never really that much chop. Yeah, interesting that I haven't seen Jocelyn today. I thought she would have come on here after Dustin's live stream, but maybe she's had to do some more packing or she's fallen asleep. Oh right, yeah, I missed that one, John. So oh yes, so Wales won Six Nations today, and you're way too merry for chat. Yeah, well that's all cool. Yeah, I don't know that one, Dustin. I'll have to look that one up. I just have it coming up here, and it'll be interesting to see what does come up here. Oh yes, so yeah, that looks really, really cool. Yeah. And you know, yeah, pet hair, it does sort of take a bit of getting off. And now if that would go and do the vacuuming by itself, that would be just perfect. Vacuuming's one of those jobs, you know. It's a bit of a chore, isn't it? But yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of people, dropping off and wanting to go to sleep. So, I'll let this run, the live stream, I guess another 15. Oh yes, yeah, you just use the robot thingy just to, keep things okay, and then you do like a deep clean to get the pet hair off with the normal vac. Yeah, I totally understand that. And I always wondered, did those robotic ones, did they handle the pet hair, or are they sort of not really strong enough to handle that? Yeah, why not? I mean, a weekend, so a couple of brews just to ease the weekend, yeah. And I could just imagine, a couple of brews just to, watch the rugby. Yeah, you must be merry to chat about Hoovers, yeah. And maybe not so merry on Sunday morning when the wife decides to hoover around the carpet. But all fun and games, yeah. So if you win France next, it's a grand slam. Well, yeah, well, I guess, fingers crossed for that one. Anyways, it looks like everybody's dropping off, so I might sort of give it another 5 minutes or so and end the live stream too. And 1 a.m. or a bit later now in the UK, I'm sure. Well, yeah, almost time to it. When I looked last, and that was this morning, it was 1,800. 1,798 or something the other day. 1,800. So I need another 2,200 to get to 4,000. I should run over to my computer and have a look to see what the exact number is. Now that I've got the computer running, I can go and do that. Give me a second. I'll go and do that. Well, yeah, the way it works, it's sort of like progressive. Yeah, do that beach or the woodland cook-up. Yeah, I do have the woodland cook-up in plan. But, it's sort of progressive. It's not every January. It's a calendar year. So, counting back from today, a calendar year, what videos are, watch hours a calendar year ago drop off and what watch hours today sort of add on. So, yeah, I must do that, Dustin, yeah. And just heading over to my computer to have a look, yeah. But yeah, prep all the food and then hit the trail, yeah, of course. Oh my goodness, this computer is slow today. And now I can't find it, so yeah, I might have to look later, Dustin. Oh yes, you need to get some sleep, yeah. Yeah, 1:22, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't find what my exact watch hours were, so yeah, I'll have to send it through to you on Insta Messenger. And I'll have a look on my computer later and I'll just find it straight off. But yeah, good night, Dustin, and sleep well. And thank you so much for you and Cammy dropping by on my live chat, or my live stream. That's really, really much appreciated. And we'll probably end this live stream. Yeah, night all from you and Cammy. Well, thank you so much for coming by. And of course, give Amber big hugs and cuddles and kisses and everything too. And I'll probably I'll let this run another 5 minutes and then I'll cut it off at 2 hours 30 and let everybody get some rest. Oh yes, well thank you, Lisa, for coming by, and yeah, I probably should think about my lunch too. Coming up to 12:30, so I'll let this run another 5 minutes and then I'll cut it off and think about my lunch as well and what I'll eat. But yeah, have a good one, Dustin and Cammy. Oh yeah, I'd eat some shrimp. Yeah, say hi to Walty. And good night, yeah. Well, good night to you guys, and it's good afternoon to me now. And I must send a couple of those, find out more about that that streaming app that you use, Dustin, on your phone, and look into that one. And of course, what else was I going to say to you? Oh, my watch hours. Yeah, Arielle-Viking. Do I need more coffee? It's often Arielle-Viking, isn't it? But no, a cook-up is a really good idea, and I might even do it in this next week with the venison that I have in the freezer, to go and have a fry up in the woods. I was going to do it the other day, and I need a bigger backpack. I found this little camp stove won't fit in my backpack, and I don't think I really want to go out walking carrying it in its plastic case. And oh dear, it's even got instructions. Well, I didn't read those. I just sort of put the gas canister in and it worked, so I didn't sort of have to look so much at the instructions. So, you know, that is a definite that I'll be doing in the next week, hopefully. And maybe with the cooler weather, maybe even something on the beach. Because, you know, I find it's best to avoid the beach when it's really hot, because the beach here gets rather crowded with people, so it's sort of best to stay away until a cooler day when there's less people around to interfere with my filming and what have you. So yeah, it looks like everybody's dropping out to go back to bed, so I'll finish this live stream off, and you know, say ask you all to take care and God bless and everything, and have a lovely weekend of what's remaining of your weekend. You're welcome, Karen. Most welcome, yeah. And I did do a shout out to you in my last video, the chicken coleslaw. Not the reverse video that I did, that I uploaded 3 or 4 hours before the chicken coleslaw, but the chicken coleslaw. And yeah, you probably think, oh dear, I've got to do a leftovers with love video now, because... Oh, great, Karen. Yeah, well, I actually called you out if you wanted to do a leftovers with love video, and Peggy said she's hoping to do something, the leftovers with love, over the weekend, and she's really got to think, because if she can get Andy to eat leftovers, she's doing pretty well. So that will be really interesting to see what she comes up with. Yeah, all good, Karen. Whenever you can do it. I mean, you know, when I sort of tagged you, I didn't realise that you'd just sold your house, and of course, you know, when I made that video and tagged you, then I hear sort of a day after I made the edit that you'd sold your house. So yeah, it may get a bit difficult to sort of fit everything in. You know, moving it is such a chore, so you know, you can only do what you can do. Anyways, I better think about my lunch. 12:30 here, so I better think about what I'll have for lunch, and I'll probably yeah, not yet, John. More like sort of late fall or late autumn, winter, and then very early spring. Even though, you know, it's cooler weather now and fall has started, the official fire danger season, it's still open, so there won't be any open fires until probably May, I guess. So, you know, another 2 months away, and then maybe we can do. And of course, the woods near here, they're not allowed any time of year, so I'd have to do an open fire down the bottom of the garden somewhere down near the creek, or taking my camp stove out to cook with. And you know, my woods trails there, I'm just at the outskirts of the main city, so it's sort of pretty hard what I can do. Well, thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you coming by. So anyways, I better cut this live stream off and let everybody get some sleep or eat their supper or whatever they're doing. So take care. God bless. And until next time, bye-bye. Yeah, stay safe too, John. Thank you.